This is a story about how Water Me and You went from a few friends testing puzzles in gray boxes to a genre-blending cozy co-op adventure that blew up on TikTok, and how that completely changed our plans and the game. We started working on Water Me and You almost 3 years ago, though the only thing I'd say hasn't changed is the actual name of the game. We were just a group of friends that decided they wanted to work together and make a fun game we'd love and enjoy ourselves. But then, in November of 2023, something amazing and a bit scary happened. We started posting about Water Me and You on TikTok, and it kinda blew up. Now, over 100,000 people have wishlisted our game, which is amazing, but also terrifying. When we first started, we thought we knew exactly what we wanted the game to be, but something we figured out as people started seeing our game and were getting invested was that our priorities changed. We loved how excited people were about what we were making, but also we really tried to listen to their needs and wants. And so, a few pivots later, well, more than a few, but that's a topic for a different video, we finally landed on what Water Me and You is. Water Me and You went from being a co-op game to a cozy co-op adventure in which you and a partner play as Ripples and Sprout, two tiny beings on a journey not just to save the world left behind by humans, but also rebuild it, and with it, your little village. So imagine something like It Takes Two meets Animal Crossing New Horizons. But here's the fun part about pivots. While we were technically always making progress, every pivot takes you at least a few steps back, if not back to step one. And we've been there more times than I'd care to admit. And every time that would push our release window further, but now it wasn't just about us. It was about tens of thousands of people who weren't just interested, they were waiting. And that's where the pressure started. Here's the problem though. The kind of game we promised, it's not a quick project. It takes building systems, creating a ton of different environments, every kind of asset you can and can't think of, and a whole lot of time and more people than we currently have. Right now, it's still just us. 7 people, a tiny budget that we're somehow willing into existence, long days, way too much coffee and takeout, and a lot of bugs. Like, a lot. I think we've rewritten the game at least 10 times at this point, and that's just in the past year. Finding the right way to combine the adventure levels and the cozy systems of the game has proven more difficult than I think we could have imagined. Testing co-op and game design in that sense was always a lot faster. You can put gray boxes, test your puzzles, test the character mechanics, but testing cozy, that's a whole nother beast. Cozy is all about how you feel when you're playing the game, so we had to spend a lot of time on polish. The visuals, the sound, all those seemingly small things that actually make the game feel cozy. The truth is, all of this has been a very slow process, but we're finally up from under it. The cozy systems are like 80% there, and the logic and connection to the adventure levels is finally making sense. Now comes the fun part. We're gonna need your guys' feedback to balance things out even further. And of course, any and all fun or funny things you think we could add to the game are more than welcome. But yeah, we're delving into further and more detailed testing, and perhaps even a push towards early access. The pressure to deliver has definitely been hanging over our heads, and still is, but we wanted to take our time and make sure that what we were doing was living up to what we promised our community and ourselves. We really didn't want to cut any corners and settle for things that we knew would harm the development process and the game down the line. And we're still not going to, but we're finally in a place where we can involve all of you even more. So yeah, 100,000 people have wishlisted our game. We couldn't be more grateful and over the moon, but we're also terrified. And honestly, most days, it doesn't really feel real. It's been a long road, but we're still here and we know we're not alone. Every comment, every wishlist, every bit of support we get from you guys keeps us going. So subscribe to this channel if you'd like to join us on this journey, and check out our Discord because we're actually planning some really cool things over there. And of course, if you haven't yet, wishlist Water Me and You on Steam. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you in the next one.